Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, SimSimSharoo. My name is Trish. For my first video, I decided to do just a simple base game build. I usually don't build in base game, a little warning if you're going to watch my channel going forward, but I decided I wanted to play around with some of the new stuff we've gotten in the last couple months because I don't necessarily pay a lot of attention to base game, and that's wrong. I should give more love to base game because it has come a long way from what we started with when we first got Sims 4. Let's all be honest here. From, no pools to we finally got a salt and pepper shaker. So it's pretty exciting. I just did a simple build here. It started out as a remodel of Creekside Cabana. If you know what lot that is, it's here in Willow Creek. It's one of my favorite lots to build on. It's just really pretty. It's really close to the tree to go to the Sylvan Grove, so I just like playing here. Here I'm working with the roof and everything a little bit, just trying to get everything spaced out the way I like it. I lost the first couple minutes of footage, I will admit. I'm working on it. I'm sorry. So you didn't see how I got from the Creekside Cabana to this, but I basically just ended up bulldozing it and then building a couple boxes. Now, it was a little bit of a rough start for me because, like I said, I haven't played with just base game in a while, but once I got into it, I really enjoyed it. I think base game is so much better than it used to be. Thank goodness. Because we used to have just nothing on base game, and now you can really build something. They definitely can build a lot more modern looking things now in base game. And so I'll give the creators some points on that. I'm working on a little bit of a backyard here. I'm gonna go inside here in a second. I think, yep, we're in the kitchen. Because I kind of hit a bit of a snag creatively on the outside, and I was like, you know what, let's go inside. The kitchen is pretty large for the house. It's the largest room in the house, but that's kind of typical of my builds, as you see. I used a lot of darker woods in this. Some rich tones do come in here in a little bit. By the way, love the base game update on these counters. They are now my favorite. They always were my favorite counters in the game. I just love them. I love a good butcher block countertop. And now that we have so many different colors, I love them even more. I use them a lot, even in my non-base game builds. I wanted to do just kind of like a normal, simple kitchen to begin with, and I was like, you know what? No, let's go all out. Why not, right? Now, one thing I will go ahead and admit to you, if you haven't noticed it already, I build on a PS4. I don't have a PC that can run like video games. It can barely run the editing program to do this video, let's be honest. And so I use a PS4 to do my thing. I have a Star Wars Battlefront 2 version, PS4 Pro, that I do all my builds on. I record them and upload them up. I decided that 2 ranges looked better in this kitchen because it was so large. I was like, you know what, let's just do it. Let's make a kitchen. As we continue here, you can see that I'm working with the new bar stools that we got. Love those bar stools from the CC creators. I love them so much. I use them in almost every build. I decided that since we were going to do an island on one side, you know what, let's just turn the whole thing into an island. Add that little trim around the edges, makes it look a little bit more finished in my opinion. Now, I did playtest everything in this lot before I uploaded it, so everything does work, I will say that. And I did not spare any expense in this kitchen. I decided it was going to have every amenity, everything. I do mess with it for a while before I finally figure out how I want it to be laid out on that wall, because I just could not bring myself to figure out how to end it. But I think I eventually take it back to how I had it originally. I just scrap all of that, and yep, I do. I just take it back to how I had it eventually. I do that a lot, so I do apologize. I tend to just go back and forth a lot to decide which way I like better. I'm very indecisive, so my builds take a while. So thank goodness we can speed up footage and editing, because if not, we would be here for like 4 hours. Now, this is something I always do. So I'm sorry if it bothers you, but I hide my smoke detectors in my houses because I hate the way they look in the game. I hate them. I think they look so tacky. I just cannot stand them, so I always hide them. They still work even when they're hidden. I just always hide them. When I have all my packs and stuff turned on, I usually hide the sprinkler system within the different levels of the home too, so my houses are usually fireproof, because I do some pretty finicky things with fireplaces and stuff sometimes that can make them a bit of a fire hazard, so I try to make sure my houses are at least fireproof as much as possible for you guys. I decided that originally I was going to put a window over here, and I was like, you know what? No, I don't want any more windows in this kitchen. It's got so many windows. So I decided to build a coffee bar over here because I was like, duh, what's more modern than coffee? Everyone drinks coffee now, right? And if you don't, get some tea. Switch it out with a tea maker. Basegame, this is where I started to have a little bit of a problem when it came to like wallpaper and flooring because I'm so used to using the ones I always use. And I'm sure other builders get into this habit too. Ignore that. I forgot how to do something, so I needed to pop up the controls. I told you I was on PS4 though. So doing walls and stuff was a little bit of a trick for me because I had to like figure out what base game walls I like. Now this is where I started playing. I had not looked at these items yet. They came in our newest delivery express prior to doing this build, so I started playing around a little bit and pulling items out and looking at them in the middle of a build. So I do apologize for that, but I did have fun decorating this kitchen. Like I said, I'm on PS4, so I don't have access to the red shelf mod or tool, so I have to get creative sometimes with how I place things. Plus, it is a bit finicky to go into free place mode on PlayStation as well, so who would have thought console players have some trouble sometimes? But it's fine. I usually end up decorating pretty well. I know all the tricks for like moving counters and stuff. I just didn't do any of those in this build because I wanted it to be very simple, very easy, and I didn't want to have to do a bunch of cuts. It took me forever to figure out what curtains are going to go on these windows, by the way. I cut out about 5 minutes of footage here. So I decided just to show you what curtains I picked. You're very welcome for that. Because base game curtains are god awful in this game still. Even now, even with the new swatches. We need more than just new swatches. We need like new styles. Because I just cannot stand the curtains and stuff. By the way, my new favorite item is the one I just threw up on the wall. The aprons on the wall. Oh my god. Who knew something so little could be so nice? And I didn't use it in this build, but the fireplace tools, thank goodness. I have wanted something like that for so long. It's just a very simple little item, but it works so well. And I think I'm pretty much done with the kitchen now. Nope, I'm not. I'm lying. I gotta add some plants in there. Yeah, I do this. I so apologize for this. My videos are just gonna be full of plants. I'm so sorry. I can't leave a room without throwing a plant or two into it at the end. It just happens. Now I'm working on to the bathroom. I'm moving on to where I'm going to put the bathroom, but before I can decide where I wanted to do it, I needed to put a door to the outside so I could kind of do my spacing right. And also, you see me moving the doors and stuff around so much, it's because I'm color matching to the front of the house to make sure I'm not picking the wrong colors. I went ahead and just stole the wallpaper from the kitchen that I used and put it throughout the whole house. I figured that would look quite nice. And I wanted to do I decided a gray wood floor would be real cool. I was like, I haven't done any gray flooring in a while, let's do that. And I needed a rubbish bin, of course, because I always forget them, always. I'm gonna tell you the next couple minutes of footage don't mean much because I completely changed this. At first I thought this was going to be the living room and I was going to do kind of maybe an office / dining room off to the side, but that changes. I love the way it ends out though after I finish it because I just could not decide how I wanted to do it. Okay, now I'm going to give a little bit of a disclaimer here. I don't like bathrooms. I don't like building them. I don't like furnishing them. I just don't like them. I've never liked them. They just end up in my game. My builds always have a bunch of bathrooms for some reason, even though I don't like bathrooms. So I kind of just threw both of the bathrooms that are in this house together. So I do apologize. In the future, since this house is so basic and only has, I think it only ends up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms, I think. I went ahead and showed every room, but in the future, if I have a bunch of bathrooms and they all kind of look the same because I tend to do that, I go and just copy paste them throughout the house kind of. I'll probably skip over some of them, but I just wanted to show you how I came from start to finish on this house basically, even though I lost the first 5 minutes of footage. Again, so sorry. Working on professionalism. But at first I thought I would do the black tile throughout the whole bathroom. and kind of do it like this, and then I decided I didn't like it and I changed it. I do end up liking what I did with the windows and stuff though. It is a bit different. It does bother me a little bit where the corner of the house comes together how it is, but I just let it go and let it just be what it wanted to be. Why is it? One moment. So I ended up putting some nice mirrors up, and I think they look really good. I really liked the look of it. It made the whole bathroom look bigger, but it wasn't that small of a bathroom to begin with. It definitely has probably some wasted space in it, but like I said, bathrooms are not my forte. I am getting better at it. I have a build coming out soon. I already did the build, but I'm going to rebuild it so I can record it, of a bowling alley that I converted into a livable house. I love the bathrooms in that house. It's one of the first times I've actually liked it. Also, shout out for giving us these robes in new color swatches. I know I'm not using the new color swatches. Don't get me wrong on that. I know I'm not doing that right. But I do enjoy that we have new options now. They did it to the candles, the towels, and I know the robes, but I don't, I'm probably missing a couple. I know the flowers and stuff like that too, but yeah, like I said, I was originally going to do a nice little like living room setup here, and it looked so cramped, and the walk space was awful, and I couldn't get the spacing right, and I just loathe every single Basegame fireplace. I just cannot stand them. I don't like them. They're so, I don't know. And if you do like them, I do apologize. I just don't like them. So I ended up moving the living room over to here, and then eventually I was like, well, maybe if I do a seating area behind it and a formal living room over here, maybe that'll look okay. And again, I just couldn't stand it. So I eventually ended up changing it again. Another thing about Basegame, the rugs. Can we talk about the rugs for a minute? They're horrible. Like, we need more than just more color swatches. We need more rugs. We just need more. Because they're awful. They're all the same. They're all the same style almost. Either they're one pure color with maybe a line around it. If you want something fuzzy, you gotta, like, blow up a bath mat and, like, get 4 different colors. It's just not... I feel so bad for you Basegame people when it comes to rugs. Oh my goodness. So I decided to make a console out of the new cabinets, as you can see. I do this a lot. Also, I love these flowers that came new. I don't think I use them in this build. I tried to use them like 2 or 3 times, and I just couldn't find a spot I liked them in, I don't think. But one reason I'm so around the place on this voiceover is because I recorded this video like 2 weeks ago, and then I got hit with the illness that shall not be named. And so I've been under the weather for a couple weeks. So I'm rewatching this now going, oh, that's how I built this house. Okay. So I decided that the dining room should be more in this like central area with a small office area over by the bathroom slash back door and with the living room off to the side. I figured that was the best way to do it. It would look the nicest. Everything would work out. There is going to be an office over there. I just happened to destroy it because I decided I wanted to use... You can do this, by the way. I don't know if you guys don't know this, but you can use a regular table for an office chair. I don't know if it works with all the computers, but I know it works with the laptops because I do it all the time. I decided to then get rid of the fireplace because it was just so cluttered looking and it just wasn't matching my style. So then I decided to do this. I love these bookcases because they're so flat. They don't take up a whole lot of space. And then I decided, heck, what's a nice dining area without a chandelier of it? And then I was like, oh wait, I'm in Basegame. There are no nice chandeliers. At least no modern ones besides the one I use, and even then I'm not happy with it, but it's what I had. I decided to put the flowers up top here just to give it a little bit of an extra oomph. And like I said, I am on PlayStation, so it is a little hard to like lower and raise things, but I figure it out most of the time. So my builds sometimes aren't perfect with the leveling of items on things, but I think it's pretty good considering I'm on a PS4. So I'm pretty happy with it. I wanted to decorate the living room and stuff a little bit more, but I think I do end up giving up on it a little bit and just leaving it more like minimalistic and stuff. I couldn't decide if this house was going to have kids or not, so I kind of like backed off on that for a second. Spoiler alert, yes, there is a children's bedroom in this house. Putting some plants down. I hate almost all the base game plants too, by the way. They're just not very, I don't know, just not very modern, I guess I should say. All the bases are just very old-timey, not very, like, matching with what I was going for. I do this a lot too. I know a lot of people build their houses and put their windows in like set spots, and they have all that set up before they even like build rooms. I'm a little backwards. I like to put some windows down as like focal points to let me know how I want the house to look, and then as I build, I usually add some more. It's just how I build. Oh, I guess I did end up using those flowers on the table. I forgot I did that. Well, there we go. Sorry, I'm blinking around so much. I'm trying to decide what I want to work on next, I think. Yep, okay. We're going upstairs. This floor plan was very easy. This just came together like that. I don't know if you just heard me snap my fingers. I forgot you can't see me. But the floor plan upstairs came together like that. Just went and stole some doors from downstairs. Everything worked out really well, I think, up here. I decided to go with just the same flooring up here as down there, just to have some kind of, you know, symmetry. Sorry, I'm losing my words all of a sudden. So going forward, I decided to kind of bounce off the top floor for a little bit, just because I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do up there. I couldn't decide how many people were going to live in the house, so I decided to do just a little bit of skill building area on the porch. I do that a lot. I like to add some type of skill building in the house. I know there's a laptop, so that opens up a lot of possibilities, but I like to add some chest tables, maybe some easels, things like that. So like I said, upstairs bathroom is literally just another version of the one downstairs. I think it's actually a little smaller, which is actually kind of funny if you think about it, because this would be like more like a principal bathroom upstairs since it's next to the bedrooms. But I decided, you know what? Let's just make it the same as downstairs, but a little bit smaller. So that's how we did it. This window took me forever. Couldn't decide how I wanted to do it exactly. I think I just eventually delete the double and then go with the triple up top. It looks all right to me. It does. So I think I decorate this bathroom even less than I decorate the one downstairs. So yeah, see, it's done. It's done. Shout out to everyone in Basegame who has been dealing with these beds, by the way, for as long as they have, because we just now got an update on them to make them even nicer. So, and I still had trouble picking a bed that I thought was halfway decent. So I decided, since the beds are so plain in Basegame, to build this big cabinet setting above it. I love these new swatches we got for these cabinets, by the way. I like almost all the new swatches we got for these cabinets. I guess I could say there's not any I don't like. There's just some I haven't used yet. It took me forever to figure out how I wanted to build this. I will say that the one thing about Sims that drives me nuts, and I've just started to like ignore it, is the way the big cabinets that are supposed to be like full length line up with the rest of them. Oh, okay. Here, this is very important. I technically lied earlier when I said the whole place was play tested and works. This bench does not work. It does not. There is a way to build one like this that does work. It takes a lot more time and a couple packs, but I was base gaming it, so I couldn't. So it is just for decoration only. It does not work. If you want to rip it out and put something in there that does work, be my guest. Do not blame you. I just thought it looked pretty, so I did it this way. Also took me forever to pick curtains to go on these windows because, say it with me now, Basegame curtains are awful. Yes, they are. I'm sorry. I know I brag on Basegame a lot, but it's just because I just feel bad for the people who can't afford packs and are stuck with Basegame, especially on console, because we don't get mods. So we have what we have. It's like my granny used to say, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, but in this case, I'm going to advocate for you guys a little bit. because I feel like you should be able to throw a small little bit of a fit about it. It took me forever to figure out what I was going to do over here. I think I moved this dresser and mirror combination a couple times before I finally decide how I want it. Also, ignore the money down there. Like I said, I play with Sims, so I can play test it as I go. So my Sim is a, like, quadruple billionaire, basically. It has all the money she could ever need. Is this the one I eventually go with? I think it is, yeah. Yep, there are the plants. I just can't build a house without putting some plants in it, so. Like I said, everything is play tested, everything works. So don't worry about like the bed and everything like that. Like I said, the only thing that does not work in this house is that row of benches in the master bedroom. Or should we say principal? I think principal sounds more correct. I don't know. I don't like the term master bedroom. I don't know why America decided to call it the master bedroom. Well, it's probably some evil, heinous thing, but we're going to call it a principal bedroom. So the principal bedroom here is what I was working on the most. I can see it now. Here in a minute, I'm going to go back and fix that rug. It is sticking out like a good foot outside of the bedroom. Okay, something else I'm really bad at is kids' bedrooms. At least I think I'm bad at them. If you want to correct me and tell me you think I'm good at them, I'll take all the compliments you want to give, but I think I'm bad at them. I do love that we have bunk beds now in Basegame. Gives me a little bit more space to wiggle around and play with some stuff. I would love a, like, loft bed, like a double bed up top and then, like, room for a desk and stuff down below. That would be the perfect thing to add to the game, but sadly, I don't think we'll ever get that. So for now, we'll live with what I have. So I decided I just wanted to make sure the kids had room to do their, like, business, because I know there was a table downstairs and there was a little bit of an office space downstairs, but it's a bit cramped, it's a bit crowded. So I wanted the kids to have their own desks underneath their beds. You could change this out and you could put like a toddler bed for one of them if you wanted your kids to be different ages and stuff. This room has a lot of wiggle room for you to play with. And I did that on purpose. Because like I said, I didn't want to box your kids into a thing. Because I know it's kind of a bland, dull, dark room. I get that. So if you wanted to change it, I completely understand. I could not decide how I wanted to do these dressers. I kind of wanted them just to like make a like thing over there. I was like, I don't want to add a third one and blend them all together and it'd be glitchy. So I ended up doing this just so I could have this mirror on the wall. I love this mirror. I have never used it in a build though. I've never got to use it in a build, but I think it's adorable and I'm glad I finally got to use it. I decided to make this area a little bit of a play area. Again, I apologize for the bad angles and stuff sometimes. It's not the easiest to control the camera on the PS4 version. And on top of that, like all three of my controllers have drift issues. So sometimes they just start spinning. So I just let them do their thing. I wanted to kind of be able to have a little bit of a choice when it comes to the kids' room. I wanted like different kids' activities they can do. There is not a science table in this one for the children, but that's easily changed if you wanted to change things out or put something somewhere. Like I said, I consider my house as more of like a base for you to start off of and then really get into it and customize it a little bit more the way you want it for your kids. That was a hiccup. I apologize. So this is where I started getting having a little bit of fun with it, because this is something I do a lot in this game, not only just with like kids' rooms, but I'll do it with like artist rooms and stuff. I'll make it look like there's a blackboard wall, because I think these chalk drawings look so good on blackboard walls. Absolutely love it so much. I decided to put some windows up top too, because I was like, well, there's really no windows in this bedroom at all. That's kind of sad. I was going to make it match, but then I realized that the way the wall was, it wasn't going to work, and I didn't want to move the wall. So I just left it. So the kids have two windows and the parents have one. It's just the way it worked out. And I had to move around and resize some things, obviously, after that. But I like this little kid's bedroom a lot. Again, I ran into the same issue I ran into downstairs. The rugs in this game are just awful. absolutely, like, awful. I cannot get over it. I literally cannot get over it. And just my heart goes out to base game builders because y'all are the MVPs. People who build with nothing but base game and still have a variety in their builds. Y'all are the MVPs of the Sims community. Shout out to all of you because you do things that I couldn't even imagine. Like, I built one base game house here and I feel like I was dying. Oh, I did go back and decorate that bathroom apparently, so if you can call throwing up a couple towels and a mere decorating. Having trouble with curtains again, I see. That's nice. That's nice. Alright, so here I am trying to decide what curtains I'm going to put on these bad boys eventually. Again, I think I finally went with these just to kind of match the whole vibe downstairs. Oh, I'm fixing that rug because it was sticking like a foot out. So yeah, okay, now into the backyard. We're almost done with this house, I promise. I'm so sorry. Thank you for hanging around. So I just put down a grill real quick. And a table. Yep, a table. Like I said 2 weeks ago when I did this build, I'm a little foggy. I love these chairs if you haven't noticed, by the way. I have been using them like crazy. I absolutely love them. I love this mismatched chair thing. Love it. I do it a lot when there's like a longer table. I usually do it. If I have a 4 top, I don't do it that often, but if I have like a 6 top or higher, I'll use it. Oh, shout out for the new colors on the planters too. Seriously, loving all these new improvements to base game. Loving them. And what am I looking? I'm looking for a rug again. Yeah, I love these rugs. These ones that I keep using, I love them. They're the only base game rugs I like pretty much. And I know that's terrible, but that's pretty much how it ends. So then, I think I'm pretty much done with this build. I don't really remember doing anything else to it. Besides changing the colors of some of the flower pots. Oh, did I ever put any? You know, now that I think about it, I don't know if I ever put any. Yeah, I did. I did. I don't know if I put a light on the front porch. Yeah, I did. I did. Okay. Like I said, I don't remember this build very much at this point. That's terrible. I probably should have tried to remember it a little bit better. Oh, there we go. Like I said, I like to have little seating areas throughout my builds too. I call them like screenshot areas where you can like put your Sims down, make them talk to each other, and get some nice little screenshots of their everyday lives. That's kind of the way I build my houses. You know, now that I think about it, I don't know if I ever fixed that mailbox that's just sitting off to the side over there. I don't think I ever fix it. At least not in the video. If I haven't fixed it, I'll fix it before I upload the build online. I will say terrain paint is a bit of a fickle mistress on PS4. If there's a PS4 builder out there that's good at it, congratulations to you because you deserve an award. It's a bit of a fickle mistress. I have to go back and forth a lot. For landscaping, I kind of just pulled the flowers that were already there and duplicated them and kind of made it look like there was a bunch more flowers than there actually were. And then I just went ahead and copied it for the back, I'm almost certain. Yep, that's what I did. I just kind of laid them down and then went through and did it again.